Hello, everyone, and thank you guys for joining us today for our webinar, Control Your Revit Families. We're going to be talking about the Family Loader tool today. So again, I just want to give you guys a quick welcome here. Just welcome to our presentation. We are going to be talking about the Family Loader, which is inside the CTC tool BIM Batch Suite. Inside with that. Brief introduction. My name is Ray Blowers. I'm an MEP technical specialist here at ACG. I work with mini software. I enjoy it. I work, like I said, I work in the MEP department, so I'm proficient with Revit, AutoCAD, Navisworks, and I love reality capture, and specifically with the Leica solutions they have with hardware and software there. Another thing, just a little personal bit about me, I love barbecue and smoking meat when I have a chance to. And then I love creating things with my hands, which works with the software that we do. One thing I like to share when we do our webinars and any training or just engaging with everyone, I like this quote. Again, I don't know who said it, but I do want to go through and say, a smart person does not know all the answers. A smart person knows where to go find the answers. And those that are joining us here today on the webinar, you're a smart person. You're here to engage and see can I leverage this tool in my current workflow in Revit. So go through here. A couple of housekeeping items real quick. We do have everyone muted. If you do have any questions, please put them in the chat in the QA section, and we'll follow up at the end of the presentation. All right, so here's our control on Revit families, how to current workflow for our agenda today. We're going to discuss Revit's current workflow for upgrading projects and families. And as Revit users and BIM managers, you're probably very familiar, and you know that sometimes it could be a very painful process. We're going to go through and discuss the CTC Tools Family Loader workflow. And then we're going to go through the demonstration and go through just a little simple demonstration and how you can leverage this and start, thinking about how this can be used in my organization's workflow. And then we'll follow up with some questions and answers at the end. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to jump into this and start our presentation here. So the challenge that we have right here is we have Revit. I have a simple Revit 23 here. I don't have anything opened yet inside of here. And one of the challenges that we face with Revit is upgrades. So Revit 2024 just came out in April. And so now we have to start thinking about, well, we need to upgrade our families, or we're in the process. Okay, we do have a new Revit version coming out. We're updating our BIM standards. We talk about BIM standards, we're talking title blocks. Companies evolve, or clients have different expectations with different title blocks or content that goes into their Revit models. And so we, as Revit users, have to be able to adapt to what our clients are asking and doing here. And that's where the family loader comes in. It allows us to migrate different families that have been upgraded, or load families that are specific for certain projects, because you may have a lighting fixture or a VAV box that a client is specific that they like to use. However, you have another client that you work with, they don't want to use that product at all. So you have another set of family content that you may want to use, and you want to load that into your project, because we don't want to load everything up into our templates. That bloats our templates, and that causes a heavy Revit template, and it also gives us a bad Revit experience. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and open up a couple of files here I have, and we'll go through the process and show you the CTC tool. So again, I'm going to go ahead and open up. I have one existing already. I'm going to browse out, and I'm going to load up a family, a project that I have. So it opened up on my other screen here. So you can see I have my little family here. I'm going to open up my CTC family loader file. See, it's a Revit 23 project. It does not work shared inside of here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just open this directly. And I'll talk about this here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. There's not much inside of here. Basically, it's just a title block. This is the default one that comes with Revit. Autodesk has prepared this. Well, this works, but we're not Autodesk. We are an Autodesk reseller. The CTC tools are that integrate with Autodesk products, but they're not Autodesk either. So we can't use this. So we need to use our own personal title block or our client's title block in this case. So normally what you do in this situation is you go out here, you would load the family. You can go ahead and select the title block here. We can edit the family. We may need to go through the process and load it. So again, there's the modify. So I would come over here to the insert tab in the ribbon, load family. I would go out to my network, location, or BIM 360, open that up, load it up, and go through that process. And you know, it's a painstaking process. It's lots of clicks and picks. And that's what we're trying to eliminate here with the family loader. So that's the current workflow, and you would have to go through and babysit each one of those processes as you go through here. So if I was to load a family, there it is. I can manually load it, and then I have to go through the dialog boxes and confirm each step of the process. Again, we're going to cut that out with the family loader. And you know, loading families, the same thing. You have to go out there, and then especially if you're upgrading families, you have to go through the upgrade process, you know, for versioning and then being able to bring it in. We're going to kind of shortcut some of that. So up here in the CTC productivity tab here, we have different sets of products. We have CTC management. So I do want to just kind of show you an overview. Again, these are for, you know, BIM managers to use, but if you have BIM coordinators or, you know, some trusted Revit designers that understand what they're doing within Revit, you know, you may want to get this product for them. You know, we got shared, you know, schedule parameter resolver, shared parameter manager, you know, family checker, family processor. We can check our families before we put them into our upgraded projects. And of course, with some of the CTC products, we have some free tools right here. And I'll talk about how we can get these here at the end of the presentation. So that's the management tool. That's not where our product is at today. I'm going to switch over to productivity. You can see I also have some items here that are configured for the architectural side, even though I'm mostly MEP. I do have access to some door tools and some casework configurators. And again, here's the power of this right here, BIM Project Suite. Lots of great tools inside of here. And of course, they have some free ones that you can use as well. Just want to give you just a quick little view of that. And then the ones that we're going to focus on today are over here in CTC BIM Batch Suite. So you can see that we have Project Processor, Project and Family Upgrader. Again, I mentioned that we can upgrade our projects and we can upgrade our families to different versions. This little tool here helps us, makes our life a lot easier. Then over here under free tools, we have a little fly out button there. We want to expand that button. And you can see that we have Family Exporter and we have Family Loader. So we can export our families out from a project and put them into a network location or a content management system. So you can reference that. You know, there's other tools out there like Hive that will help you content manage all your Revit families, details, and et cetera inside there. So you can export your different items from your Revit model and projects and use that. And then we have the tool right here, Family Loader. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this one, and I'm gonna go click on it, just left click on it. It opens up the Family Loader dialog box. Now we have some different options here. Just kind of go through it. We can add host projects and families. What project are we going to host this in here and the families that we want to upgrade here? We can add additional families, or I can just upgrade a project here. So we're going to kind of look at these different workflows in a second. We have options. Remember the size and portion of this, so we can adjust our dialog box here that pops up right here, warn about potentially long processing times. We're going to keep it short and sweet because we are doing a live demonstration today. So I'm going to leave my options alone. And of course, we have the universal help button right here. So if you ever need to reach out, you could click on the help button. It'll take you out. Actually, this one's opening up on my Bluebeam here. Give it a second. You can see it open up, and you can see that there are little help guides right here that we can look at as we go through and look at this. You can see that there's a lot involved with it, and you can see it has everything for the BIM Batch Suite, and it's 113 pages. So again, that's available with the tool. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. So there again, that's our help button here. We're going to load up some project families and hosts right here. We're going to pick the families we want to load down here, and then we're going to go through here, only reload families that already exist in each file. So if you're going through and making modifications, maybe to a title block, or you're upgrading a family that's already existing in the project, we would want to use this option right here. And you can also see that it's great. If I select it, this option becomes available, only reload types that already exist. So these are only reload that families exist in the host family. So again, I would want to go through and click on both of these. But what I'm going to do for my demonstration is I'm going to load new families into my project. I have some different title blocks I want to bring in. So I want to bring those in and bring them up to date. So I can modify the ones and reload it into our current project, or I can go ahead and pick load all families. Inside, you have to be careful with this. I wouldn't bring, your full content, your family library in at one time. I would only bring in what is needed if you're going to use this option. So be aware that this can cause some headaches for you down the road. It's kind of going back to approaching Revit templates, only get what you need, because remember, you can always add more later. It's harder to remove items after you got it in there, because someone may have grabbed the wrong item and now it's part of the project. So now you have to go through there and change it out and then purge and get rid of the unused. So it's easier just to add what you need as you go through and do this. So that's what we're going to do with this demonstration. You can create new locals for central files. Now, this is not a central file. We're not going to go through with this as a central file, but if you are working off a central file inside of here, you would want to create this. Or if you're going to work on this, you got to make sure that no one else is in the project. So something to kind of be aware of. If they are in the project and you still need to go through and update this, then you want to make sure you create new local for central file. And then when you're done uploading it, you can sync with central, and then everything else will be updated with everyone else on the project as well. So a couple of things to think about when you go through this. Is everyone out of it? If not, this button needs to be checked. If they are out of it and it's just yourself, then make sure no one else gets into it. Then you can go ahead and just leave that one unchecked. That's what I'm doing for my demonstration. All right, so we have this button right here. It says dialog. So we get the dialog box. When you load a family, it's going to say, you want to overwrite this? And you see that we get the two options: overwrite this existing version, or you can overwrite the existing version and its parameters values. So you have to be choosing which one you want. In this case, we're just going to do overwrite with existing versions. Again, that's a couple extra clicks and picks that you would have to do manually for each family type that you're loading. Well, we're going to turn that off, and that's why this box is checked. And we're just going to overwrite the existing versions. I don't have any parameters that I'm going to change here, but if you have any associated formulas that are applied to this, you might want to make sure you have this button checked. All right, and then we have the automatic save. I'm still old school. I still manually go through and do my saves as I go through and make my changes. That's the way I was taught when I first learned AutoCAD. That's the way I'm going to approach it right here as well. So I'm going to leave my saves on here, but if you do check it, you can see that opens up create backups of last saved host file. You can sync work shared files with central and relinquish after you're done with your upgrades. You can close open host files. So if you're doing a lot of different family uploads and uploading inside of here, then by all means, use the automatic save. For what I'm doing today, again, I'm going to leave that one unchecked. All right, so I need to load some families in here. I'm gonna close this one back down for a second, just kind of show you. I have this one right here. I just have the generic Autodesk title block here. So again, I'm just gonna come over here. I need to load some other ones. Again, I'm gonna come over here, C2C productivity tool right there. Come over to the free tools, family loader. I'm gonna go and click on that. And now I want to add my host projects. So I want to bring some other projects in here that I can upgrade and to bring into my new title block. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. When I select it, you notice it says add host projects and families, add host projects from BIM 360. So we can go out to the ACC and we can grab some items here. Again, I'm just working locally off my machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and say add projects and families. So I'm going to click in here. You can see it opens up another dialog box. I need to go through here and choose. Well, I want to add projects. And so I have to go out here. I need to browse. We're just looking for your folder. So if you have everything in one folder location, you can see that we have search and subfolders, and we can include backups. Maybe we need to upgrade some backups inside of here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit browse. And you can see I have a little folder here on my desktop called projects. I'm gonna say okay. And now I can come over here and choose which one do I want to go out here as a reference here. This is the one that we want to go through and upload here. So I'm going to select that one. Actually, I'm going to use the host file. Nope, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to undo this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete it. Or I'm going to hit remove selected items. So there it is. I have that one file I want to upload right here. And now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say okay. So this is the one that we're going to update. We're going to update my CTC family loader. That's the file I have here. I want to update my title blocks. So now you come over here, I need to add some families. I'm going to browse out. I do have a family folder. In fact, that's the one I want. I'm going to just click on it, say okay. You can see I have a couple of different title blocks in here. I've just been having a little fun with them. I'm going to bring both of them in here. So again, I just come over here, I just select each one of those. Again, I can hit Control or Shift if I have a whole bunch. Again, I just have 2 title blocks. I'm gonna grab both of them and I'm gonna add them to my selection set right here. I'm gonna go ahead and say okay. And those are the ones I want. If you're not sure, again, you can always remove the one that you want or remove and start all over and browse out to another folder. I'm gonna say okay. All right, so this is the project that's gonna be the file that's gonna be updated, this one right here. Here's the families that we're gonna load. We're gonna load my different ones right here. I got a 30 by 42 ATG, and then I have another one for Batman. Gonna have a little fun, right? I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna hit load families. Since I'm only doing a couple right here, you can see that we went through. We went pretty quick. That's also another reason why I just did title blocks inside this demonstration, just to save us some time. You can see it loaded up my 2 families right there. I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna say close now because those have been loaded. Come over here now, and now when I select my title block, come over here to my properties and my type selection, you can see now I have my ATG. And you can see I have my Batman one. So if I come over here and click on my ATG, I can swap it out. You can see that I have updated my title block through my whole project in this one. Or if I need to come over here, I'll grab my Batman one. You can see I have my Batman logo and it's all set up, ready to go. So you can see how quickly I can load my families, and now I can choose the right ones that I need for my different title blocks as we go through here. So that's one of the workflows as we were going through here and doing this. The next thing I want to do is, what if we do an update? So I do have this title block right here, and I need to update it. You know, Batman over the years has had different iterations and emblems. Just like as we go through an industry, we have different title blocks and graphics that have been associated with it. So we need to go through and we need to upgrade these as we do this. So all I'm gonna do is go ahead and close this one down. And I'm gonna open up my families. And all right, I'm gonna open up my Batman family right there. All right, so it's time to upgrade this one. So I need to change that logo here. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and select it, just a little simple raster image. And I'm gonna go ahead and load up another one. So I need to come over here. I'm gonna hit insert. I'm gonna import an image. I'm gonna browse out to where I have it. So I have my images stored. And I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go retroactive. I'm gonna go back to the 80s Batman, Michael Keaton. I'm gonna go here and click on that. I'm gonna say open, and I'm gonna drop this guy in, oh, right about there. And of course I can resize it as I need to. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. All right, that's pretty close. All right. I'm happy with that. That's the new logo. This is how we're gonna upgrade our title block. I'm gonna go ahead and load and close in, load it into the project and close, no open family. I'm gonna go ahead. And what I actually need to do, I'm doing this the hard way, is I'm just gonna go ahead and save it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit save. Because this is an RFA, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. And now I'm gonna go through and open up my host project. I'm gonna reload it from this way. So again, I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna open up another project. So I have this host family one right here. Again, it's not a central model. I'm gonna leave it, just as a simple static file. It's not work shared. There it is. So if I come over here and look at it, actually I'm gonna select my title block. You can see I have my Batman here. If I go here and click on it, it's the old one. Well, we want to go through and we want to reload the new one that I just saved that's pointing to in here. So what I need to do, again, I'm going to hit escape and get off of that. Again, come back to my CTC productivity tab in the ribbon. Come over here to free tools, family loader. And what I'm going to do to make my life a little bit easier, this is the host that I want to go through. I just modified that title block and saved it. I'm going to hit current document. It opens up my title block. And fingers crossed, I'm going to browse down, scroll down to the bottom where it says title blocks. So these are all the families that are loaded in here. So if I made any modifications to them, I can reload them. Again, come over to title blocks. That's the one I want to reload. So I go ahead and select it, hit reload. And you can see that I went through and it upgraded for me automatically. So you can do this live inside of an active project if you had to make modifications to a family, or if you need to go through and do this for multiple projects, we would use the host, the families to be, the models and projects that need to be hosted that need to be changed inside of here. Again, so I just went through here. I'm going to close that out. And I'm going to leave this open. So again, as we kind of go through this demonstration, we chose the different projects. So at the beginning part of it, I went through and I wanted to load up multiple title blocks. So I would go out there, choose the host project, the ones that need to be upgraded inside of here. This one's already been upgraded, so it's not going to work. And then go through and add that. Then I would come over here, hit add families. What families do you want to include that need to be upgraded inside of here? Again, be careful on which ones you want to do inside of here. If you upgraded some inside the model, then we want to reload these families from this one right here and only reload here. Since I'm bringing in new upgraded title blocks and I did that alone, I went ahead and chose that option. As we went through to upgrade our title block inside of here, because we have a new logo, again, we just hit current document, reloaded it from right here. Again, and you just click on it. I can go ahead and scroll down under title blocks. I'll bring my ATG. I'm going to reload it. Say okay. Since this one didn't change, it's still there. It's available. That's why it's not appearing here, because that one's not the active one. And that's why that one didn't change. But again, I come over here, I can switch it out. Switch it back to ATG. You can see there's our ATG title block. All right. And again, if you're working with central models, I do want to kind of reiterate this. If you're working with a central model and people are still active in it, please, please, please check this box right here. It's going to create a local And when you sync with Central, then everyone else that's still working on the project, when they sync with Central, they will get the latest and greatest updates that you had inside of here. You can see again, I chose overwrite my existing versions. It's inside there. I didn't have any parameter values associated with it, but if you do have, you know, families that have, for instance, formulas associated with it, you're going to want to make sure you check this one right here. And of course, there's the option for save. You can do the automatically save after you loaded the families in there, make it a seamless process. Or if you manually want to do it, it depends on what you're doing. So if you have 20 projects that are getting title block upgrades, I would probably go through and say automatic save. If I'm only doing 1 or 2 projects and it's just bringing the whole title block in here and some other families, I would probably just do, you know, I'll probably just do the manual save for each project. All right. So once you're done with that, you come over here and hit load families. All right. So that's the end of my demonstration. I just want to open it up if there are any questions available. Hear me? No questions there. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions come across here. I just want to say thank you guys for joining us today. Just a quick demonstration on what Family Loader can do and how it can help you inside of here. And I just have to go out here and get this in as well as like why ATG. Well, the first one is we're the United States reseller and it can be purchased only through us in the United States. So you can go out there. You can get a free trial version of all these CTC tools. So go to our website at atgusa.com and we have a link to the CTC that will let you get through and get a 14-day trial of all the CTC tools, both the management and the productivity suites inside there for 14 days. After the 14 days, you can get the free tools forever. So it's just one of those powerful tools that have helped us be more efficient inside Revit. Again, we are a platinum reseller of both Autodesk and Bluebeam, and we offer many other solutions available for us. So if you want to talk to us or reach out to us, again, you can reach out to your account executive, or you can reach out to us at atgusa.com, and we'll be happy to have a conversation and help you become more efficient with your workflow and design. Since there's no other questions here coming through, I just want to double check. I want to give you guys back some of your time today. Again, thank you guys for joining us today here on Family Loader and controlling your Revit families.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content on our channel.